Hi everyone, good evening. Hello, good evening everybody. Good evening. All right. So if you are here, okay, let me just try to close the group for now. Good evening, the movies creation. Good evening. How are you? How are you doing? Please let me know if you can see me and if you can hear me. Kindly let me know. And how has been your week? Hope you are enjoying your weekend. All right. So how has been the training? The first week we discussed, starting an online business, social media management, receiving payments from different countries. We talked about website designing. Thank you so much, Oluwatimileni. Thank you, Lizanda. Thank you, Stella. Thank you, Oluwatosin Sarah. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Thank you so much. All right. So who can remind me some of the topics we've treated already? I think I can't remember all, but if you can remember, kindly tell me the topic that we've treated. Today is the last day, even though we are unable to cover all the topics, but for others, I'm just going to make the video separately because next month is going to be busy for me, so I may not have time. So I'm just going to make the video separately. So kindly remind me the topics that we have discussed so far, what you have learned. Kindly give it to me in the comment section. Let me know what you have learned so far. And while I'm still expecting your responses, I want to use this opportunity to appreciate everyone that has been doing their task, working on their designs. Thank you, Lizanda. Lizanda said LinkedIn optimization. We have treated like up to 6 topics. Come on, if you are if you are online, what are the topics that we have treated? I want to hear from you guys. It's not as if we are coming here to waste our time. Thank you so much, Oluwatimileyin. She said LinkedIn profile optimization, social media management, website and portfolio creation. Yes, yes, yes. The movies creation said website designs. Shegun Dairo said, okay. Thank you. Good evening to you also. So, what are the topics that we have treated? Which one really did it for you? Like, which one interests you a lot? Like, which one was really helpful for you? I just like to hear from you guys. I want to know. And kudos to everyone that have done their designs. You guys are amazing. I mean, I saw some designs and I'm like, I need to go and I need to go and battle with my own designs and make it better. I mean, you guys are so brilliant, and I so much appreciate that. Let me just list out some of the designs that I've seen Lizanda designs. I shared it for with us on the group also. I shared it with us on the group also. Her own is helping single moms survive, and that's a very good website. Honestly, even if you don't have money for the paid websites, having a website goes a long way for your business. Yes, having a website goes a long way, right? I remember during our training, maybe like the second day of this website and portfolio creation, the second or the third day, somebody messaged me and was like, they needed a portfolio immediately, and she had to rush ahead and do it. Trust me, that's why I said some of these things, it's better for you to just create it now, because you never can tell when you are going to need it. You don't know when the big job will come and they just need your website and you don't have anything to present. So please, for your own good, try and make sure that you design that website. You don't have to do it perfectly at once, but with time you keep adjusting, readjusting, you know. Good to know, Lizanda. Yes, the website is so beautiful. I checked out your website. I checked Justina's website, Crown of Glory also. Crown of Glory Apparel, very beautiful platform. Honestly, I love the way you guys design your website. There is one other website, Unique Luxury Hair. She put some of her hair on her website. Honestly, customers can just, they can even make sales when you're not online. International clients can order, they can pay for your ebooks, they can just do some things on your website when you are not online, while you are asleep, right? Oluwatimileyin says social media management session was really helpful for me. Yes, it's possible. Yes, trust me, social media management is possible. You really don't need to be an expert before you start making money through social media management. And trust me, if you get any gig that as regards social media management and you don't know how to go about it, feel free to reach out to me. I'm just going to give you advice on how to go about it, how to charge your price and all that. I'm going to help you with it, right? So feel free if you get any, use something that you can do by yourself, so you don't really need to be an expert. Miriam Motosha said website and portfolio design, LinkedIn optimization. Some of you have not sent in your website designs. Well, at least I've tried my best. And there's somebody also that did this painting website. They are into painting. The website is so beautiful. I mean, you guys are so brilliant. That is why I said that sometimes you just need to check out your creativity. Some of you are creative, honestly. What you see other people doing out there are things that you can do. You can do it. It's just that the way they talk about their business, which is very good. You need to talk about your business, make it look like you are the best in it, make it look like, yes, there is no other better person apart from you. That is how to present your business to the world. If you check out LinkedIn, it's not like some people are doing so much like that. It's just about the way they present it. That, see, I like, somebody made a post now that it's my 1 year post NYS, and the way she just posted this, I was like, on top, celebrating 1 year. I don't know, people used to celebrate 1 year after NYSC, but it's the way she just had to put it out there. Same with your business, the way you have to put it out there. I'm going to open the group for attendance after the class, so please, let's wait after that, because if I open that group, everybody will be focused on adding their name. So don't worry, and I'm also going to take attendance from here, so that is not a problem. So please and please, whatever you can do, try to push it out to the world, even if it has helping people to write their bio. It is something. I have somebody that is making money by writing bios for people. You can create beautiful bios for people online. You can help people. You can look into Wikimedia, help people to project themselves on these platforms. It's a way by which you can make your money. So stop looking at the way other people are doing their thing and start focusing on the ones that you can do. It depends on how you can put it out there, right? How you can talk about the way you talk about your business is the way people are going to accept it. It's not like some people are doing better than you, or somebody is at the top, somebody is an expert. No, it's because you have not searched inward, you have not checked in your creativity. When I was checking those designs, I was like, these people are really brilliant. I mean, these people are, if you can just create time, master the art of this design, master the art of website creation, you can start doing it for people. Even those that don't have money for domains, just tell them, I can create a free website for you, and you charge your money. They don't even have to buy domain. Some people are looking for somebody to create a free website that you created for yourself, and they're ready to pay for it. You can start charging as little as 20,000, 30,000, 40,000. Just imagine doing 5 websites for people and you charge 20,000. That's 100K. It is money. The way people are making their money is not that hard. You just have to, be smart about it. Be smart in your creativity, in your craftiness. Even the Bible says that we should, it is the works of our hands that is going to prosper. So you have to be diligent in your work. Even though, yes, I know that you are not an expert in it now, but some people are ready to pay for the little that you know. In case you don't know, some people are ready to pay for that little. What you just learned, that little website creation, some people are ready to pay for it. Some people are even ready to learn how to navigate that platform. As is, LinkedIn is just like Wix.com platform that you can start teaching people on how to use it, how to optimize their website designs. That is it. It is as easy as that, honestly. Then everybody's just using big grammar for you. That is it. That is how people make their money. It is not that hard. But some of you are looking for that big thing. You want to go and learn tech for 7 months before you will now come back. After coming back, it will not be hard for you to get a client. Why don't you just start with the little you have now? When you start with that little client, when those clients see you grow from time to time, they will still be the same people that will refer you, to hire clients, people that will be able to pay you, companies, organizations. That is how you get your clients, so that you don't have to, waste your time to go and learn a skill for 4 months, 5 months, and come back and you are still struggling to get a client. It's not easy. It's not easy. So it's better for you to just start with the little that you know now. Start with it. Stop waiting for the perfect, so whatever. No, nothing, nobody, everybody online. Some people don't even know, they don't really know what they are even teaching online. That is just the truth. Some people they don't really know what they are teaching online. But you have practiced it, you have been able to do your design, you have been able to create your link tree. Some of you have created your portfolio. Start looking into it. Check out businesses, companies that don't have website. Reach out to them. Exactly. It's big grammar, honestly. It's especially on LinkedIn. A lot is happening on LinkedIn. A lot. So you have to be just smart and put yourself out there. You are creative. Let me tell you, you are very creative. You just have to check out the areas where you are creative. Everybody has that creativity, because the God that even created all of us is creative. So for God to be creative, you are also creative because you are his offspring. So you are creative, you have that creativity mindset. That is why when I was checking the designs, I was just wowed that wow, these people really can design. Some of you are creative. So why are you wasting your time? What is happening? You are looking at those people that have gone ahead. Start your own journey too now. Before you know it, in the next 6 months, 1 year, you are better than somebody. You're already making your money, getting clients, creating a community, building influence. The first person you do your work for and they love it, they are going to recommend you. And like that, you are growing from time to time. Stop looking at what people will say, because some of you, I know that you are thinking of, if I start doing this now, so my friends will be mocking. Let them laugh. I didn't want to pay your bills. Let them laugh. Let everybody laugh. It's good. In fact, laughing is good for the body. So let them laugh. And sometimes when people are looking at you, they are talking about you, it's because they don't have courage to do what you are doing. So you just have to ignore them and keep doing what you are doing. They are just wishing that, I wish I can also do what this girl is doing. I wish I can also do what this guy is doing. That is why if people cannot match up to your standard, what some people tend to do is just try to tear you down or start saying things that are negative. Your own is just to keep focusing on your business, focus on what you know. Even if it's not popular, it's just a matter of time. It's a matter. I started training people on LinkedIn optimization when it was not popular. It is now that everything has just been everywhere. So the earlier the better. All right, I think I've digressed, right? So I'm just the thing just pinch me. So please, after this training, I don't want anybody staying idle, not doing anything. You're not looking for somebody to give you money and all that. Everybody is going through one thing or the other. Even though the rich man that you know say they have something that they are using their money for. So please and please, exactly, their laugh won't put food on your table. It won't put food on your table. I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot in this online space. So if I want to do something, I go ahead and do it. I don't care. I will go ahead and do it. I'll go ahead. I don't really care. Because when I started my journey, it was not like they are the one that now said, you know what, we are your babas, and no, just do your thing. As far as it's legit, it's right, it's something that is that commands good integrity. Why not? Just go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. It is well. So let's just start. Oh, you're welcome, guys. You're welcome. I mean, let's just let's start doing something for ourselves. I mean, let's start doing great things for ourselves. Before you know it, in the next 1 year, when we gather together, everybody has made it. This Israel can connect me to someone. Emmanuel can connect me. I can connect Emmanuel. Millicent can do this for me. All of us. That is how rich people also do. They grow together and easily they connect. That's why you say rich are working with the rich. Who do you expect them to work with? That's it now, so that there won't be envy, there won't be jealous, there won't be hatred. Everybody is growing, everybody is doing well at their own space, and everybody is becoming better. So that is exactly what I want from this for this community. That if I need anybody that I want to recommend, I know that this person is good in this area, this person made this design, I can truly recommend this person for you. Not that you are not doing anything, you are the type that is jumping from one place to another and you expect people to recommend you. No, you have to just sit at it, especially in this season. Hey, do you know the amount of bag of rice now? You have to wake up. Oh, you have to wake up. You have to wake up. For some of you that you are in school, your friends, they don't know how to write projects. You can write projects and you cannot charge them for the projects. Help them do their project and collect your money. It's part of it. You can even do projects for international students. All those people that are in abroad, some of them are busy. So if you can do projects, your own project while you are in school, you can do it for others. You can volunteer to do your friends' assignment for them, charge your money. You don't have to be broke. Oh, you don't have to be broke. Don't let anybody lie to you. You don't have to be broke. And the way everybody's going to make their money is going to be different. So it's going to be different. Israel, you want to go and charge your friends. Okay. In fact, a lot of things is just happening. That rice, I'm just surprised. The price is just going higher and higher. So imagine if you are now slacking what you learned 3 years ago. Let's say you've been charging 2,000 naira for it. By now you should be charging 10,000 naira for it because everything is now expensive. You should be charging more for it. So as everything is increasing, you're also increasing your price. So for those of you that you have not done your website, I hope you just go back to it and go and do it. Because some of you, some people will still come to my DM and ask me, I don't know what we did last week. I can't reply that kind of message. I'm sorry. If you're on this group and you're just listening, I don't reply that kind of message. I mean, sometimes I reshare all the link, I do everything, and you still come to my DM and ask me that, please, what did you teach us? I don't understand. No, no, please. Let's be serious this season. Let us be serious with what we are doing. Yes, learning how to do website is a greater skill. It's an additional service as a virtual assistant. Just imagine the person you want to be a personal assistant for, the person needs somebody to do a website design, and you can do it. You can even tell the person that you have somebody that you can recommend, and you are still the person that you are recommending. You collect your money. Ha. Okay. Okay. So let's go into, so I'm going to talk about bits of LinkedIn optimization, but it's more about job seeking for those people that are seeking for a job. I mean, there's nothing bad in you having a job and doing your online business side by side. It's additional income when you are working 9 to 5 and you are also earning additional income. You are doing side gigs. It's additional money. When you work in a company, you are learning some organizational skills, you are learning how to build business, because I do tell people sometimes you need to do all this 9 to 5 work. Is everything that is remote work? Honestly, everything does not have to be remote. Sometimes you just need to work in an organization, learn the basic organization skills, how they run the structure, the systems, and everything, so that it will help you to also build your business in the future. So I see nothing wrong with 9 to 5, and I also see nothing wrong with remote gigs. So whichever one, but if you are just starting, you are just finishing school, some of you just need to go and learn in the organization. Don't let everybody just tell you, work from home. No, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm working from home, but thank God that I was able to spend some months, working with a company. Even though sometimes I still wish that I'm still doing 9 to 5. But then, if you are just finishing school or something, try, even if it's internship of 6 months. Don't feel like you are making money online. You cannot work under anybody. Don't let people tell you that though. You need organization skill. It's very, very important, especially if you are looking forward to building your own business in the future. It's really, really going to help you with organization skills, and in fact, it's going to build your respect, build your integrity, build some communication skills. You'll be able to face people, face your audience, do videos and all that. Because when you're in organization, sometimes you can be called upon, to represent your organization at something. And that will build your skills, communicating with people, dress sense, and all of that. Some of us are working from home, but some of us don't have some of us don't have dress sense. But thank God for social media that at least we are learning, right? So there are so many benefits that working in the company is going to do for you. Yes, it's good. It's good to apply for internship roles. I don't just apply. Just I'm going to share some of the things I've used, when I started my early journey on LinkedIn. I feel it's going to help some of you, right? So let's just dive right into it. So today I'm going to be talking more of job seeking, but how to use LinkedIn also, because LinkedIn is an important platform for job seekers also. It's a platform I used to recommend to everybody that I know that is seeking for job. I always recommend it, for them. So yeah. Yeah, is there dress sense? So I know that, right? I have to say the truth does not have to, benefit me before I say it. The truth is the truth. So that's just it. All right, so there are different ways by which you can get job offers, get clients, get gigs and all that for you. And the first thing that I always use when it comes to LinkedIn, when it comes to using LinkedIn to get clients or to get offers, is the content approach. Some people don't know how to create content on LinkedIn. And please remind me, I promise to share with us some of the tips that we can use to create content on LinkedIn or other social media platforms. I'm going to share with those people that their name are on my attendance list, and those are the people that will get their certificate. Some of you will not be attending. Some of you just like to complain, give excuses. Me, I'm not that kind of person for excuses. So I'm not. For Timile, your phone is about to go off. Well, when you charge it, you come back and watch the rest. So the first thing is the content approach. And when it comes to content approach, that is creating content. You can create content like educative content, inspirational content, storytelling, product information and reviews, and polls question. When it comes to educative content, you are trying to educate your content about your audience. You are trying to educate your audience about what you do. That's educative content. Let's say, for example, now I want to start telling people, let's say, for example, now I want to start telling people about what I do on LinkedIn. I don't just post on LinkedIn or post on Facebook that, hey, everyone, I am doing website design. Please patronize me. You will not get anybody. You can never get anybody. That is just the truth. You won't. Nobody is going to reach out to you by creating that kind of post. Firstly, you have to educate people on website designing, why they need that website, because some people don't really know that this is a problem until you show them the problem. That is basically what a lot of people do. That is how to sell. You have to show people this problem. You have to show them that, do you know that if you don't have a website, your company does not have enough online integrity and is not recognized as a global standard as in, you have to show them that problem. And it's part of education. Education is learning what you don't know in school. Now when you go to school to go and learn, it's because you don't know what you are going to school to go and learn. So you are going to learn what you don't know, so they are going to educate you on what you don't know. Same way you educate your clients on what they don't know. So you first educate them. Then the inspiration part is when you inspire them. That you can inspire them with your story or a fiction story that my first gig came from an international client. I never knew that this was going to come. I've created my website for like 2 years, and after some time, I'm so inspire people. When people are inspired, those people that have not been taking website design serious, they are going to reach out that, wow, please, how did you do it? Please, how did you do that? And all of that, right? Storytelling. Another one is storytelling. Yes, educative content enlightens your audience about what they don't know. Exactly. Storytelling is where you share stories. Storytelling, some people love stories. Some people like to write stories. Stories can be fictional, it can be true. You can use fiction, you can use true story. True story can be maybe the story of how the website design. I'm just using website design as an example because it's something that we've learned in this training, right? How website design helped you, that even while you were sleeping, clients were booking you online on waking up, or you tell the story of how you help a client from having an ordinary portfolio to having an international standard website, and how people are now patronizing, paying in dollars, different currencies. Storytellings are interesting. People relate, and you have to make it relatable, right? There must be, when it comes to storytelling, you have to start from the problem. You have to start with the problem. Then from the problem to the offers, the solutions that you are trying to offer. From problem, like, this is the problem that happened, so I offer this, and then we are able to solve. Then you go back to the solution, how you solve the problems, and the client's review, or how the client felt. So that's storytelling. Then product information and reviews has to do with talking about your product information, like my website, this is the amount I charge for basic, premium, all that, and reviews, clients that have worked with me. These are the reviews. These are what they are saying and all that. The story should the story should resonate with your audience. So product information is talking about your product, and if you can do all these things, then you can do it for others too. That is anything you can do for yourself, you can do for other people. I've done product information and review writing. Yes, there are people that are interested in somebody that can write product information and reviews for them. Like all these diabetes drug that you see online. It's people that knows how to write product information and reviews, right? Another one is polls. Polls is used to know the mind of your audience. I made a post recently, the post that I made on our group, that a visa to Canada or a job of 500K monthly. On the group, a lot of people chose a job of 500K monthly, meaning that people still value a high paying job. So I can use that for my content, that if you want a high paying job of maybe within 200 to 500, that is going to, because I can see that the mind of my audience is that they want a high paying job of this amount. And sometimes if my our audience goes for a visa to Canada, then I will go to a content that has to do with international job offers, right? Because on LinkedIn, a lot of people chose a visa to Canada. That means a lot of people are in their need of a visa to Canada, meaning some of them, they don't mind having international jobs in Canada. So as a job, as a CV writer, as a career coach, I can, hammer my content in that area if I have a solution to provide in that area anyways, right? So it's more about like that job of 500K. That means there are a lot of job seekers that are either seeking for high pay in their salary, maybe they are collecting lesser amount, or some people are seeking for a job. So they fall under that categories. The ones that chose a visa to Canada, some of them might actually be working already, but they are just seeking for the international jobs, or they are seeking to, or we have people that are willing to relocate abroad. So polls are great ways to know the mind of your readers, the mind of your audience. It will help you to target your audience very well, so that when you create content, you see that you have engagement and it's getting much visibility. Well, sometimes algorithm can happen, but then if you are creating content that that is targeting your audience pain points, then it's very much easier, right? So, and I said for the content approach, you have to always end your content with something, an action that you want your audience to take. Maybe you want them to reach out to you, you want them to send a DM to you, you want them to subscribe to one channel, you want them to follow. You can always end your content with an action. They call it CTA, call to action. You have to end it with a call to action word, right? If you see most people that create content, they'll be like, you can send a DM. For me, under my comment section, I'll just write, you can reach out for my services and all that. Or at the end of my post, I will just write, feel free to send a DM. Some people will even be like, email help to, or send a DM to my WhatsApp. Always end it with a call to action. Don't just give them all the information and make them happy and you are not ending it with something. Always put an end to action, because when some people are already carried away by your content, anything you ask them to do, they are going to do it. So try to make sure that you end with a content approach. So that's one of the ways to get clients, or to use content approach for your job seeking, for your gigs and all that. Because when it comes to job seeking also, you want your recruiters or your prospective recruiters or hiring manager to know what you are capable of. So sometimes you can tell them that I am available for the following job roles, and you listed the job roles. Please feel free to send me a mail, and don't tell them to send DM. Use mail. If they now want to send you DM, let them send you DM. But some of you, if you are looking for a particular role, you've learned a skill, you've learned a particular tech skills, maybe project management and all that. First of all, you can use educative content, to educate your audience about this. And then at the end, you tell them that you are open to product management roles. Please feel free to email this your email address, or recommend me to somebody that is looking for a product management role or something like that, right? So always end with call to action. The content approach has worked for me a lot of times. Trust me. Sometimes when I end my content to send a DM if you're interested, a lot of people send me DMs. So sometimes you just need to tell people what you want them to do. Don't just assume that because they have read your content or they have read your stories of how you make it in life, they will now reach out. If you don't tell them to make some people, if you don't tell them to make take a step or do something, they won't, it won't come to their mind to do it. So let's go to the second approach. That is the professional DM approach. I think the professional DM approach. Last week I told you guys that you don't just say hello, what's up to people that you don't even know. If it's your friend, fine, you can send what's up and what alpha. So you can send it to your friend. But somebody that you do not know, let's say you not send alpha to want see you like that, and you expect the person to just, I don't know. Some people will be like, be nice, kindness is good. We are in a world. Everybody's, let them be saying whatever they want to say. Professionalism will never deteriorate because of your own nonchalant attitude. That is just the truth. It's not going to deteriorate. Anything professional is professional. So you can't just reach out to a busy CEO and just say hi. Then you expect the busy CEO to now say hello. Then after some weeks, you now say, how are you doing, sir? And you are not expecting the person maybe after some days say, I'm doing fine. No, they don't have the time, honestly. They don't have, even if they have time, they may not reply that kind of message. What I expect you to do is just send all your messages at once. Good day, sir. I hope your day is going on well. I've come across this. I'm an expert in this, and that. I would like to share everything at once. When they have time, they will respond to everything at once. Professional DM approach is very, very important. And some people, they know the people that they want to work with by the way they reach out to them. Because you can't reach out, you can't tell me you are a graduate, you are looking for a job, and you now send hi, hello to me. That is a turn off already. For some recruiters, for some CEOs, that is a turn off already. That this person's communication skill is very bad. The person does not have good communication skill, right? So I wrote here, stop sending hi, hello, sup, alpha, and all that to someone you did not know, right? Like if you want to send professional DMs for gigs and job opportunities, you have to do the thorough research on that person that you want to send DM. Like the first chat that I had with the CEO that gave me my first work, my first the first job I got on, I got two jobs on LinkedIn 3 months after optimizing my profile. The first job I had to reach out to the person via LinkedIn DM because the person posted an opportunity online. So, and it was for some hours. So I quickly reached out to him. I typed, in fact, then I had different messages. Like I've already saved them because then I just finished my NYSC. So I didn't even want to spend much time at home. I created all the professional messages, email, and everything. So if I want to send to you, I will just edit maybe some parts, the names or something. So you have to do a thorough research on the person. When I wanted to message that CEO, I did a thorough research. I said like, okay, these people, they are into sales and they are into, for someone like me from the onset, even before I graduated, I love speaking. I love anything that has to do with speaking to people, motivating people and all that, right? So I have loved this from the onset. So I made a research about this CEO and I said that, okay, this man is doing what I would love to do in the future. So I was like, working under this person won't be bad for me to just train myself. So I reached out to this man and I just write, dear everything. I see your words. I've forgotten that message. I'm really inspired and blah blah blah. I wrote all those messages. And then after commending him, then I went ahead to push out my values that I am into this and that, and I don't mind offering my skills in the area of public speaking, content creation, managing their page, managing their business page, that I won't mind interning with them just to learn. And that was how I got my internship offer. The man did not even ask for my CV. He was like, wow, okay, it's like we are going to have you join us in January. That was what he said. And we just had a call for my, it was even through call that we had what was it called, interview. It was through phone call. He called me on phone. We had this interview and I resumed the work. So sometimes you just have to know. LinkedIn Premium is for those that are using premium. So if you want to send them, or people that have a particular, or people, some people they didn't make their messaging this thing free, or they didn't make it open for everybody. So you have to go through premium. But then if you don't want to go through premium, you have to connect with them first. When they accept your friend request, then you can send them messages for free. So another thing is, okay, you address them by their name. If you know their name, fine. If you don't know their name, dear sir, dear ma. But on LinkedIn, you should know their name now because their name is there. So you can address them by their name. Hi, Mr. Femi, hello, or dear sir, or everything. Then you introduce yourself. The first thing is to introduce yourself. So you don't just say, hello, sir. Please, can you help me to get, I used to get that kind of message. Please, can you help me to get a job? I'm suffering right now. I'm in Uganda. We are camped and all those things. No, introduce yourself. Do it the normal way. We know that yes, you need this, but then these people are also humans. You can't just especially in the world where there are so lot of scams. So you can't expect people to just give in to whatever pity write-ups that you are just giving them. No, they won't. So you have to do it the right way. Introduce yourself. So the first thing before asking for any help is introduce yourself. Mention your educational background or whatever field that you have done, the skills that you possess, and let the person know that the values that you possess. Okay, the next point is you have to let the person know the value that you possess. What's this? The value that you possess, right? And trying to read. You should remember I told you to research the person, discover what the person love that is related to what you do. I wish I can just fish out the message I sent then. But then it's something I can share with you samples, right? That's if I remember. So emphasize on the values in your introduction is to go a long way in creating interest and registering your name in the heart of the person that you are sending messages to. And then you go over to what you love about, the receiver, the client, what you love about them. That is why I said you must have done research about them, because sometimes too, you can't just tell them to help you or something. You have to commend people. Everybody loves hype. Everybody loves to be praised. Everybody loves to be commended. Commend them first. Let them see that, wow, this person have done research about me. Let me tell you, all these people, top people, CEOs, they love to be commended, and that thing really attracts them. They don't even need you to do much. They love appreciation, they love commendment, they love, just hype and all that. So you have to commend them. You can't just introduce yourself and all that. You have to let them know that you really love how they have been inspiring you. Sometimes you can even talk about their content, that the content that they posted yesterday, that you really learned a lot, especially in this area. You have to acknowledge the fact that this person is doing a good job, and you hope to be like, and you hope to learn under him. You hope to be like him, right? And then you go, before you now say what you want, like I said, first of all, introduce yourself, commend the person, introduce your values and all that. And don't just say you're open to offer. Tell them what you are open to. Ask for help or available opportunities for you to further, your career, or either as a content marketer, as a project manager, or as an engineer. For those of you that are seeking internship, you should be able to even tell them that, sir, I've learned this and that, and I would just wish to, be able to implement it in organization as yours, because what you're doing is related to what I would love to do in the future, and I wouldn't mind just learning under, is a an industrious person like you and all that. Just look for those sweet words. It's really going to work. And yes, the third one is the email approach. So I've talked about the content approach, the professional DM approach, and here we are in the email approach. So email is a means of communication. Of course, we all know. Some of you don't even check your emails every day. I check my email every morning, because I just love checking my mails. I even check spam, because sometimes some messages can mistakenly enter into spam. So you have to be checking your mails, right? As a job seeker, especially if you're applying for a job also via LinkedIn, you should be checking your mails, right? So emails is a means of communication. We know what emails are. You can use it to contact your friends, communicate with professors, supervisors. You can use it to request for information. You can use it to apply for jobs, internships, and scholarships, right? It depends on the purpose for which you want to use that email for. So let's go to, different ways by which you can structure your effective job application email. Let's say, for example, someone sent a job description or something and told you to send your CV to a particular email. At least before you send, some of you just send your mail. You just send your CV alone to that mail. Sometimes they are just trying to test you. And people say, if you are interested in this job, use this as a topic and send your email. Some of you just go to the email, bam, send your CV, and that's all. It's only if they are desperate for somebody, that's when they will just reply you. But sometimes you just have to add the message to back it up with your email. Some people call it cover letter, some people call it normal messages and all that. So if you want to structure your email application, number one, you have to have your CV or resume ready to be attached to the application. Sometimes, when you see a job online, don't just apply like other people. You have to go extra mile so that they can see that this person is actually different. You have to stand out, because it's that standing out that make them go for you. That if this person can go extra mile just for application, definitely this person will go extra mile when this person is working with our organization, right? So you have to have your CV and email ready, and ensure you have included your LinkedIn URL in your CV, right? That's the LinkedIn URL I asked you guys to optimize last week. So you have to put it on in your CV. It should be in your CV, because I mean, it's profession, right? So you have to put because as they are checking your CV, they might want to check you up online, and you don't want them to go and check your Facebook where you don't post, or where you have posted some things when you were young. So you have to put the link to your LinkedIn so that they can just click on the link and check out your LinkedIn, right? And then you go, don't forget to use your email headings. Maybe you are seeking for an opportunity in this particular role, there must be an headline, right? Or you are trying to make an inquiries, you have to come up with an headline that is related to what you're about to send. And then you go with salutation, dear sir, dear ma, or dear hiring manager or so. And then the body of the mail, this is where you now talk about what you want to talk about. You introduce yourself first, you tell them who you are and why you are contacting them. Then you can talk about this in the first paragraph. Just like cover letter. Hi, my name is Oluwaseun Gabi, and I'm reaching out as regards the job opening for the role of a social media management at your company. That's just like something that you can use as an introduction. Then you talk about the next paragraph should talk more about, your skill, your experience, that you've had so experience in this field. And if you don't have experience, talk them you're a young graduate with a good communication skills, and you've learned, skills like website designing, LinkedIn optimization, different things that you have learned, right? Social media management. And also talk about the values you intend to add to the organization. And before now, I believe you should have made a research on that company also, so that you can be able to talk about a particular part. See, sometimes you need to show them the problem, like I said. Maybe you check out their company's page and you feel like there is something they are not doing. They are not sharing educative content. They are not sharing inspirational content. And you can come in to provide solution in that area. It's part of the values you intend to add, right? If you show them the problem and they see that this person can provide solutions, they are going to employ you. So you have to give them reasons why you are the best fit for the job, that considering all the factors that you have mentioned, you feel like you are the best fit for this role. And not only just for this role, but to be to add values, a bit to create values for the company, right? So you have to sell yourself professionally. You are not just applying for job casually. And that is why some people don't get any response. You have to go extra mile, right? And number 6, in your last paragraph, you have to thank the recipient for reading your mail and PDF on the group later. I'll think about it. In your last paragraph, you have to thank the recipient for reading your mail and mention that your resume is attached. Let them know that your resume is attached. You can also add your phone number, that you are available for them to contact you. And not that they will now call you, not be like, hello, who is this? Why are you calling my if you drop your number for any job or anything, don't go and mess up when anybody calls your number. You have to be very careful, right? So let the person know that you can't wait to have an interview with them, or you can't wait to hear from them. And then lastly, you conclude the email with a salutation like yours sincerely, your full name, and your contact number. So don't forget to attach your CV at the end also. That's the email approach. If Trust me, before you even get to the email approach, you have started with content writing approach, then you move over to professional DM, you move out to the email. Tell me how you won't even get a single response using these three, just these three alone, right? So those are the ways, and that for the approach that you need to use for job application on LinkedIn, and all that. So now let's go to the 7 pillars of job application. Israel, I will think about it. I'm not sure. So let's talk about the 7 pillars of job application. So I created this particular slide. Was it not last year? Yes, this slide last year. And it has really been helpful. Every company, every corporate training that I've gone for, that I've used it for, they've gotten value. And in fact, it's not like they are not, some of them are not even free corporate trainings, or they are paid. So if you are getting this free training for, if you are getting this kind of training for free, I feel like you should appreciate it, right? You should appreciate it. Don't just be a part of this training and don't take action. That thing hurts me a lot, to put in my energy and teach people things, and they are not doing anything. And that's why when people ask me funny question in DM, I won't just reply. I'll just ignore. I don't like replying that kind of messages, because it is well. So let's look at the 7 pillars of job applications. So what is pillar? Pillar can be defined as a person or thing that regarded as reliable, providing essential support for something. So it is a firm upright support for a superstructure, right? So pillar can be seen as something that is supporting an integral part of something, upstanding member or part. So when we are talking about pillars of jobs, these are the non-negotiables of job application, things that you will need when it comes to job application. So the 7 pillars are: we have the company, the job seeker, the recruiter, hiring manager, CV, resume, cover letter, recommendation and networking. Then we have cold mailing and follow up. So let's quickly look at it. let's look at it because of time. I just hope that we are able to. I've already talked about some of these things, but I need to expatiate more on them. So I'd like you all to be attentive. And if you're watching this, you're yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, you will see me in your dream. Or make sure you subscribe to my channel now. So let's move on. The company or the organization. The first thing is, some of you, you should have, if you are looking for a job, you should have in mind the kind of company you want to work with. Because I told you also that after my NYSC, I already know the kind of thing that I would love to do, like speaking to people, training people. Training people is not something that I developed now. It's something that I've really loved from the onset while I was an undergraduate. In fact, I remember when I was an undergraduate, I had this community. I've always had community from the onset. So it's not now that I've always had community. You know, God has just blessed me with this influence and all that. That if I want to start something, God has always blessed me with the gift of men. So then I was the vice president of my department, and when I was doing campaign, I had this community. It was Gabi Motivate community, and there I share motivational content and all that. So I love to, and I've always had the gift of, will I say gifts? People always reach out to me and share their hearts. Even sometimes I will go and meet some of my lecturers to complain something, and they will start pouring their heart, and I'll be surprised, like, God, what is happening? What am I supposed to do in this kind of situation? Like, I'm just always surprised. So I've seen it like, okay, I feel this is part of the things that it's aligned with my purpose and what I actually love to do. So it has been a part of me. I've always had community and all that. So training is something that I've always envisioned for myself, but I never knew that it was going to come through online training. I was ready to learn through a company. I was even thinking that, working with this company, and you'll be going for all these corporate trainings, all these what all these companies we having get together, they will tell you to go and represent companies. That was my mindset. I never knew that it was going to come in this line. So you should have that kind. Some of you, maybe you love customer service or something. Thank you so much, Millicent. See these people laughing. It's because they saw me in my dream before they subscribed. That was why they were laughing. But thank you for subscribing to my channel. God bless you. So you have to know the kind of companies. Look for companies that share your values, so that when the wrong companies want to employ you, you will run. The reason why people end up, finding themselves in organization and they are frustrated is because in the first place they never figured out what they want. If you give me, it's not every gigs that I accept, because sometimes I'll be like, this is not my thing, this is not my way, I can't do it. But if I have somebody that is good in this area, that is passionate about it, fine, I will recommend. But this thing is not my own. So you should know that it's not every money you must chop. No, you have to be very careful so that you don't chop the money I will put you in problem. Don't chop the money that will put you inside trouble. Peculiar Justice, you're welcome. You're welcome. All right. So the second thing is research employee benefits. Research employee benefits the company provides. Yes, you have to check out the employee benefits. You have to check out the people that are working in that company. And that's one thing I love about LinkedIn. I have a student, one of my first students ever, when I started my online training. The guy is working in a bank now. In fact, he's one of their orgas now. Back then in 2020, 2021, when I started training people, he got this job, and it was through LinkedIn. I taught him copywriting, and I taught him LinkedIn optimization, and it was one of my first testimonial student. Until now, the respect is still there, right? He got this job, and it was through LinkedIn. When he saw the opening and he wanted to apply, the first thing he did was to go to the company's site on LinkedIn, and he went to check the people that are working there. So he reached out to some of them. He connected with them on LinkedIn, reached out to them and told them that he wants to apply for this company, or he has applied. And is there any tips or recommendations or anything that they can do for him? He did it professionally, and these people helped him. They even told him some of the questions to expect. They shared with him some of the things about the company. So sometimes you have to know the employee benefits. Is there room for growth? Is there room for promotion and all that? You have to check out the company's benefits. Don't just there are some companies that they are not paying their employees. They'll be paying them every 2 months, and they are suffering. You are just seeing them snapping pictures, wearing suits, doing like this. Some of them are suffering. I can tell you firsthand. A lot of people are depressed because they are not getting paid, and they dare not talk. I don't know why. They can't talk. They can't leave. The fear of how, what did I do? What's not the point? especially in this Lagos. Imagine money for transport fare and they are paying you 40K, and the 40K they will pay you like 2 times in 3 months. That is nonsense. That is not good at all, right? So you have to know about what is going on in the company so that you no go and put your head and enter. Think that they gave you office, a chair, AC, and when it's ending of the month, they did not pay you, you are frowning and people start laughing at you that you don't even know what's going on. You don't even know what's going on here, right? So you have to know about the company, study about it, see what people are saying about it. It's not everybody that is working in a big company that is making money. Some of them are suffering silently. When people open up to me sometimes I just feel pained. Sometimes I feel like I have a lawyer that can fight for these people, but then I'm still growing. So there is nothing I can do. There is this man that reached out to me. This man is an old man. He was pouring his heart to me on LinkedIn that he's still being owed his salary and all that, that he's struggling and everything. That is really painful. So sometimes you need to do your research. Oh. It's not that because this company is a big company. So people are working in a company that they are not even popular and they are being paid regularly. There is growth, there is expansion, and they are doing fine. There is peace of mind. There is work-life balance. Such experience is I don't even pray it for anyone, right? So another one is learn about the company's business operations, research the company's leadership, check out their CEOs, their managers, people that are working there, check out the caliber of people that are there, check out their leadership style. Is it that they do training for their employees? Just check it out. You need to go and be researching all this, especially in this age. There are a lot of things going on. You need to go and you just study, do your research. Imagine, imagine. Can you see? Research is very, very important. Just imagine how people are just dropping their. A lot of people. If I tell you the messages that I've been getting on LinkedIn, just like I can't help these people. As in, what am I going to do? Sometimes I can't even tell them to leave if they don't want to leave because it still depends on them. Some of them are not ready to leave because they are scared, and there's nothing I can do about it, right? So, and another thing is ask your network for opinions, expand your research to news and recent events. Ask your network for opinions, scan the news headlines for red flag, check out the news. Google is your best friend. Check out if they have any red flag, big companies drag them online and something. Check it out. Then set aside the time necessary to research properly. Review their related local news stories, forums and business journals, and also understand the type of company you want to work for. You have to understand if they are carrying drug, all of you will carry drug together. And if they want to arrest all of you, they will arrest all of you together. So I'm just joking, just jokes, right? So make sure that you just know the type of company you want to work for. 60K, a lot of drag is 7 a.m. to imagine. There are a lot of toxic workplaces, I'm not going to lie to you, and they will still be telling you that if you leave, that's you can't see. Let's just be careful out there. Just do your research, right? And be strategic in on how you share your research in an interview. Yeah, this is very, very important. Not that you now go and do interview in a company and you now tell them that there was even this company and they said that they did not call you to come and do interview and be doing gossip. Oh. Your own is just to do interview and leave. There's nothing, not it's none of your business about what is happening in one company or how even though if your previous company treated you bad, you are not meant to say it in your interview. It's not your own job to go and be telling them interview that you're not even sure whether you get the job. You're already telling them of what went wrong in the other interview. So be strategic on how you respond, share your research in interview. Maybe you made a research about the company that did not pay their employees well. You now get to interview, you now ask them that I read in the online that you people are not paying your employees well. What is happening? I mean, I saw it on LinkedIn and all that. You're not asking them that kind of question. You have to be strategic. Oh. There are professional ways by which you can ask them. You can just ask them that how is the salary payments like does it come at the end of the month or does it come at the beginning of the month? You can just strategically ask them these questions so you will know from their responses. So don't go and tell them that you ready. You ready. You have to be smart about it. Another thing is let's move on to the second person. The second pillar is the job seeker. I mean, if we have the company, we should have the job seeker because it's the job seeker that is going to grow the company. Because there is no CEO that can grow the company by themselves. They will need employees to help them to grow that company. So nobody can say, I built this company by myself. That is why as CEOs, as leaders, it's good to commend your employees, because without them, nothing is growing. Your company will just be like it will be lifeless. So let's talk about the job seeker. A job seeker is someone who is looking for job, looking for work. Typically, job seekers are on active job on hunt, but a job seeker can also be passive, keeping an eye on the job market just in case an opportunity arises. So it's not all job seekers that are actually, desperate for a job. Some of them, they are just looking for out for jobs passively, like, okay, if you give me this job, I can still do it. But even without the job, I'm still okay. So some people are just, they are not really desperate, and some are desperate. So number one is to acquire necessary knowledge and skills as a job seeker here seeking for job. Please, I always tell people, I will be honest with you. If you are looking for a job in a particular field, please try to get, at least if you cannot get all the skills, if you cannot learn everything, get the basic skills and knowledge. There are free platforms to learn different skills. We have Udemy. Udemy give you free skills. Coursera is there. Allison is there. There is one other one too. You guys know it already. You know that there are free skills out there. In fact, LinkedIn Learning even give out free skills, right? Learn the ones that you can learn, get certifications in them so that you can add it to your CV. It shows that you are open to updating your knowledge in that industry, right? So make sure that you acquire the necessary knowledge and skills. You can even volunteer for organizations, NGO organizations with that skill so that you can add it there too as a volunteering experience. There are different NGOs that are looking for volunteers, right? So you can volunteer for NGOs and all that. And as somebody who run an NGO organization, there's let me just mention this, because there are some of you that you just join NGO and you not be active. I've had to like dissolve my NGO community group like 2 or 3 times, because we have a lot of inactive people with some excuses that are irrelevant, honestly. So if you know that you're not ready to volunteer, don't go and do it so that you can now add it to your CV. Because when it's time for them to recommend you, the person will also tell you that they don't know that you're even part of them. So if you know you want to volunteer, volunteer with your heart. Not that the one you now volunteer, you just be like the bench warmer there and you're not doing anything. Some of you don't know that it could be through the NGO volunteering that we just lead you to places you never expect. So if you are joining, join actively, volunteer actively. I need to mention this because I know what it takes to volunteer for something. So if you want to volunteer, volunteer. If you don't want to volunteer, just leave it. Because volunteering doesn't mean that they are going to pay you. Volunteering means that you are trying to support them, and if they have the necessary money or anything, they can support you with data or free trainings and all that. But when it comes to internship is actually paid. Internship money may not be as salary money, but internship you will be paid, but it may be little amount, right? So but volunteering is volunteering, right? Volunteering, because those people that are also running NGOs, it's not as if they are making money. They are also running on funds and all that. And trust me, some of them, and they can also give you stipends and all that. But some of you volunteer, you not be active. So let's talk about that also. You are volunteering, because you never can tell. It could be the NGO person that will just recommend you. I remember a friend of mine, she's currently in Canada now. One of the things that she used as part of her application was, she was very active. I'm not going to lie, she was my very good friend. She's my very good friend. She's still my friend. And we just had to create this write up this application, because she was very active. So I had to come up with some write up that she was active, she was part of the committee for this and that, and it really helped her application. So don't just say some of you say you volunteer, even though those people that you are in the same volunteering committee, they don't even know you. So if you are volunteering, please be active. Let them see yourself. There are so many NGOs that you can volunteer for out there. A lot of people are doing great things, helping women, helping children, helping disabled, helping this. How are you helping them? Not that when they now want to take pictures, that's when you now show. No, please. Another thing is to build your CV, resume, or portfolio. We've talked about portfolio already. And for your CV and resume also, you can add your. Okay, Israel said I post free coupons, certified Udemy course every day on popular course. Can you see? That's somebody that posts free coupons. That means you can get this for free. Okay, so you build your CV, and in building your CV, these are the things that also count. Your skills, what you've learned, your volunteering activities, it will really help you. And I don't know some of you that saw this post recently about, the high paid act Nollywood actors and actresses. You will see that Lion or Tribe of Judah, what's it called? The person that directed the film was also among, and also Funke Akindele is also among the director, and because the person was also active, not that the person is director and the person is not active. So when the NGO, in the sense, what I'm trying to say in this sense is that if the NGO is active or among the top, this thing, you are also among the top, because your volunteering is active. So you can even write this there that you are among the people that grow the organization from this to that, right? So it's part of building your resume and portfolio. So gather work experience, freelance as you can. If you are just starting your journey, be willing to do internship, be willing to volunteer. And volunteering, you can even volunteer for 6 months, 1 year, but make sure that in that service time, make sure you are active. It's very, very important. You never can tell, because most of these people, some of them, at least before I started my own NGO, so I also volunteered. So I know how it has been helpful to me. I volunteer as one of the yearly organizers for one of the Mandela Washington training that we did at Anambra then. So I was very active when they did peace work. In fact, the man in charge of that yearly back then, he recognized me. If I chat him today, he knows me. So you have to be very active, that they will know you. I was very active. I will travel for my PPA then. I will journey for my PPA then to wherever they are doing their this thing. So you have to be very active. Don't just say you are volunteering. Do it, and do it with your heart. So constantly add your new knowledge and skills and improve. Job seekers, basically you have to also update your social media profile from time to time. So you have to be intentional about networking also. And it is at events that you network. All these companies, volunteering, they also help you to network with different people, different leaders, and all that. So that is the job seeker part. Now let's talk about the recruiter. The recruiter is there's a difference between recruiter and hiring manager. But in today's context, they've already mixed everything together. But then there is a difference. It is the work of the hiring manager. The HR works for the company. HR, and whatever the HR does is in the favor of the company. That is why when some people are harassed in the company and you report to your HR and the HR did not do anything for it about it, it's because the HR is working in the favor of the company, right? So a hiring manager works for the company that you will be joining if you are hired. So a recruiter is an independent company that finds people to fill a position. So there are some people that are into recruiting, they will be the people to find, like there was a time I did this interview at a particular company around this Ikeja side. It was a recruiter that did that interview for me. Then if I did well, they will pass it on to the hiring manager. Then the hiring manager check if you fit into their company. So that's how it works. So the recruiter gets paid a fee for bringing the worker, and that's why you see a lot of people posting job updates looking for candidates, because they know that they are going to get a particular fee if they are able to get people to apply. So, and sometimes you have to be very careful of just submitting your details here and there. So because some people are not recruiters, hey, some people are just scammers. They are looking for who to scam. So you have to be very careful. So the recruiter handles finding that candidates and do the basic qualification screens, setting up interviews, and managing the interaction with the candidates. And once you are good to go, they transfer you to the hiring manager of that particular company they want to employ you, and then the hiring manager takes it up from there. So now let's talk about the hiring manager. The hiring manager is the person who runs the team and the person is hired into, right? Like if you really want to get a job in a particular company, if you are able to get to the HR of that company, you have a higher chance. If you are able to get the email address, or you are able to be in the favor of the HR of that company, then you have. That's why some people they go as far as paying HR, but I don't encourage that. Some of them will just chop your money and nothing. So the HR is the person who runs the team, the person will be hired. So sometimes it's not all about recruiter. It's the hiring manager that is, because the hiring manager may be working with different recruiters. So imagine you have to, it's the HR. The hiring manager makes the final decision on who to hire, subject to approval by their management. And while the recruiter manages the process, it is the hiring manager who actually closes the deal. So hiring managers are decision makers. They have the final say as to who gets hired and who gets rejected. That is why if you are going to resign or anything, you submit it to your HR. You go to your payment also sometimes goes through the HR. So hiring managers, they own the outcome of the recruiting process, and where there is a bad hire, if they hire somebody that is very wrong for the job, it's the HR that we that will be the one that that will take the whole fault and everything. So the hiring manager is the one who should investigate what went wrong. When an offer is to be made, the hiring manager and recruiter work together to figure out how much to offer, and because they're also going to get their own pay. And who That's why it is the HR that even tells him. There was a time I worked with Lagoon Hospital. I don't know if you are familiar with Lagoon Hospital. It was on Lagoon Hospital, right? I was to help all the doctors. Imagine all the doctors they have. I was to help them to optimize their LinkedIn profile and also write their bio and do some other things. So this person, the person that actually connected me to the gig was telling me, like charge your price or and all that. And on getting there, I was to meet with the hiring manager to conclude on the price. If you see how the hiring manager just cut the price, the hiring manager was like, because he has to manage money for the company also, and somehow is also going to, I don't know, but he's going to manage money on behalf, because the hiring manager is working in favor of the company. So we talked about it, we discussed price, we cut it, everything before we now came to an agreement. So the HR is the one that make the decision on who will even do the work. It was the one that decided that, okay, I think you are good to go. Okay, we can work together. So the HR, they have that upper hand. So when an offer is to be made, the hiring manager and recruiter work together on how to offer. So there is not always a recruiter, especially at smaller companies. But at big ones, we can have more than one recruiter. But at some companies, it's just HR. So recruiters can even do recruiter freelance as a recruiter if you know the hiring processing. So that's another one. And now let's talk about CV, resume, and cover letter. Right. So I'm going to be brief because I don't want to waste much of our time. I also want us to ask question. Thank you. No, the one at VI. Yeah, the one at VI. Now they have different branches, not the one at Allen. The one at Victoria Island. That was the one I went to. So we'll talk about CV, resume, and cover letter. So CV is different from resume. A lot of people don't know that these two are different. So when some people just say, please can you help me to do a resume, I'll be like, do you mean resume or say? And they'll be confused. So sometimes I just direct them to one of the posts I make on YouTube so that they can understand, because sometimes they may need a CV. That is why part of the things that I tell my clients when it comes to career coaching, series and the everything that we do together, is I let them know that, okay, for this aspect you are going to need a CV, for this aspect you are going to need a resume. And sometimes we just discuss and look into the kind of roles to know what to do. So when we are talking about CV, a CV is curriculum vitae. Some of you already know the definition. It talks about curriculum of life, everything that has to do about your life. In your CV, you can put everything that you want on your CV. Even unrelated job roles, you can put everything together on your CV. Even though you do maybe your first year of working, you did customer service, and later you now did project managers, and later you now come back to counseling, you can put everything on your CV because it has to do with everything that has to do with your life. It's a Latin word for course of life. So it is more detailed and than a resume. It ranges from 2 to 3 pages, and it can be more depending on the person's years of experience. I have people that have helped to revamp their CV, and they have like 30 years of experience. All these big men, I don't know what they are looking for, and they are still revamping their resume. That's to tell you that nobody is stopping at one level. Everybody is striving to be better, higher, and all that. So it ranges from 2 3 depending on the person's experience or achievement. So a CV highlights your skills, your degrees, your professional affiliations, your work experience, your relevant participation, volunteering experience, and they are arranged in chronological order. Chronological order means that you are arranging them from the latest to the oldest. Yes, right. So it highlights the general talent. On your CV, you can add your secondary school, what's it called, educational background, right? Even though it's not needed these days, it's more about your university, especially if you are done with university. But for those that are still undergraduate, you need to add your secondary school. But if you are done with undergraduate, your university, then you just put your university and your masters or whatever, right? But when you come and for CV, you can use it to apply for any job as long as you have skills and experience in that role. And that is why some companies specifically request for CV and some specifically request for resume. So resume is just like the summarized version of a CV. When we are talking about resume is used to apply for a specific job role. Let's say, for example, you are in tech. Everything that must be on that CV must be related to tech, nothing more. Not that you now come to you use customer service, then you now put product management, then you now go to maybe sales executive. It's not related to tech, except you can, you can defend this that yes, this role is related to tech, and it's not related, they just remove it because resume is specific. So every experience that must be on that CV must be related to that particular role that you're applying for, right? So a resume is the summary of your education, your skills and experience. And for your resume, you don't have to list out the full details like the CV. It is only some specific skills that are customized to the targeted job that is highlighted. And that is why for some people's resume, when I see a resume that is very long, I know that something is wrong because this cannot be a resume. This is CV. Resume should be specific, tailored, especially except if you have been working in that career path for years. That one is different. But you know that you don't have experience in all your work experience, all the experience that you have done, they are not related to that role. Then it has to be just summarizes. And resume focus more on your skill set, not your work experience. Resume focus more, but your CV focus more on work experience because it's more like traditional, but your resume focuses more on your skill set. So they are like different things. When they ask you to submit your resume, they are not after maybe your work experience and that. Even that is important, but they are more about your skill set, right? So it is usually a page or 2 pages. It's not always long like that. So sometimes also depends on the person years of experience and years of career experience. So sometimes it's usually written in the third person to give an objective or formal tone, although all these ones are not really compulsory. So that's the reason. And let's look at cover letter. Still on it, a cover letter is like a brief overview. Oh my god, it's like a what's this? So a cover letter is like a brief overview of your background and the reason why you should be considered for a particular job or gig. So this is where you convince your employer or recruiter that you have what it takes to deliver this job. There are some ways you cannot express yourself in your CV because your CV has a professional format and style it must follow. So you can't go to your CV and be writing stories of what happened when you are in this and now you know. But your cover letter gives you the opportunity to express your values, especially on how most time they are more particular on how you communicate your values. They want to know how you can communicate your values that okay, this little thing that you know how to do, let's see how you are going to communicate it in your cover letter. That is cover letter for you. That's why sometimes they don't even need your cover letter, but they just want to see how you are going to communicate it, right? So this is where you convince your employer or recruiter that you have what it takes to deliver this job. You state your experience, your background, to convince them to look at your resume and consider you for the job. And that is why sometimes if you are asked to back up your application with cover letter alone can make your client to your employer or hiring manager to know whether you are even a fit. Because some people cannot even, if you can't communicate through cover letter, what's the point of reading your CV, checking out your CV or resume? So, for example, if you are to mention in your cover letter that you've been working as a content marketer for the past 3 years, you have a professional qualification in digital marketing, your CV and resume that is attached to it is attached to the mail is where the full details are being highlighted. So sometimes you have to back up your job application with a cover letter which propels the recruiter or employer to go through your CV or resume because it's not every CV or resume that is being checked these days. So that is why your cover letter must be able to, that they want to check that this person is too good. Let's go and check this person resume. Something that will compel them. It's just like a meta description that will propel people to go and read the full content. So you have to make sure that your cover letter is worth it. Like that's where you talk about your achievements, how you are able to, raise their funds, raise over $3 million funds. And I'm not saying you should lie, oh, it's what you have done, but the way you carry it also is very, very important. Like I said, the way you carry it, you talk about it, that I'm one of the best employee that has ever done this and that. This is just like an example. I myself cannot even read this thing. This is a cover letter sample that I wrote here, but I don't, because of time. Let's just move. Let's just move. So right now we are at networking and recommendation. Networking is very, very important. I mean, through networking, I've gotten a lot of gigs and opportunities. There are some communities you find yourself and you just be grateful for being in that kind of community. And sometimes networking is just trash if you don't know how to use it right. Some of you go for events. I will call you, ma. Give me your number. Thank you, ma. That's where it and you will not call. You will not call. Some of you will not even reach out. That's why sometimes I don't go for, it's not every event I go for, because what's the point? What's the point of going for events? Not everybody will just be motivated. After being motivated, nothing. I don't I don't buy that. I'm always intentional when I get people's contact at an event. I'm always intentional about it. Except I see something that I really will not like to progress. That is why I will just stop with the networking. But if you're not going to make use of the networking, that you go for events, you go for the only you, they will see you at every event, and you're not making use of that networking, it's very wrong. It's very, very wrong. You have to make sure that you network with people. Networking is very, very important. And networking doesn't mean that you have to have everybody's number. Sometimes it could be just like commenting on their post, you know, liking their posts, reaching out to them once in a while, because some of you think some people have mistaken networking for friendship. You will not be forcing friendship on people online, people that don't even know you. You will not be forcing friend. No, that's not networking. Networking could be like, commending someone on what they do. Make sure that you are keeping them in your mind, and they are also, you are trying to, I don't know, you are trying to get their attention. Not that you're trying, but when you comment on people's posts regularly, some people notice you, that even when you are not online, they will know that, this person, why is this person not online? They may not be friends, but they just notice that this person is not online. Because of networking, they already know the kind of person you are, they know what you do online. That's the kind of networking. So networking can be done online, social media. You can network with people, maybe because you are attracted by what they do or who they are. It's a form of networking. Networking is the art of building relationships with individuals in a professional settings. It includes meeting new people both inside and outside of the industry or career field, exchanging information and ideas with each other in a professional capacity, finding out about new job opportunities in your chosen field, and increase awareness in regards to trends in your industry. Let's say they are talking about something in your industry, you can just, when you start talking about that particular industry, there is no way people will know. People, that's social media for you. There's some people that you just know unconsciously because you've been interacting with their posts, or somehow it just happens. There are people that does the same thing that I do. We are not necessarily friends, but we've networked, and if I need anything, I can easily reach out to them that, hey, please, I don't know, I'm finding this difficult, could you please help in this area? We necessarily don't have to be friends before we network, but then we can network to be good friends. But it doesn't have to just be like, once I network with you, you have become best of friends. No. Professional setting doesn't, you don't have to necessarily be, So networking is also a great way to get a recommendation for a job position that you wish to apply to. Just imagine you've networked with somebody online, the person is your friends on LinkedIn, you people comment on one another's posts, you people interact once in a while, check up on the person once in a while, and you need a person to recommend you for a particular role, or to just help you to write a recommendation. They will do it. I remember one of my clients that I wrote CV for, and I needed a recommendation letter from 3 people. And that same day, I got that 3 people. I did not even go and meet my lecturer because then he was very busy. So I just had to reach out to them. I just look at those top people that have helped to revamp their CV. And I check on them. They post some funny things on their WhatsApp. Sometimes, even though I don't feel like comment, I will just have to comment just to put me, I want them to remember me that, hey, this girl is still here, in case, that's just one of those ways. Sometimes it's not necessarily like when they post something on their status and you feel like, you love this thing, just comment that, this is very good, sir, thank you for sharing this. It's part of it. And the person will just be like, oh, I have a client that wants to do this. Thank God that you even comment, or something like that. But these days, everybody is just feeling this pride. This all the social media pride. I mean, there are people that I can help. Just humble yourself. That day I got people that were able to recommend. I didn't have to be looking for who can recommend me, where can I get this. Networking, you have to know somebody that knows something about each field. You necessarily don't have to be in every industry, but have friends that are very brilliant in all this field. When it comes to finances, comes to have people in those field, because you will need them one day. As you grow up, you are expanding, you will need people in different niche and even different industry. As you grow up, as your children grow up, you need people in education industry. For the sake of the future, you need to build a strong networking. Honestly, it's very, very important. And going into an interview with an already established professional recommendation will set you apart from other candidates, because it instills this confidence in the interviewer regarding your abilities and experience. And sometimes when key people recommend you, they network you, because anybody that recommend you, or your reference, your referees, they might decide to, the recruiters or hiring manager might decide to check them out online. And if they see that these people are actually key people, it's a higher advantage for you. You sef you be confident that it is this person that recommended me, they have no choice. So that is it. That's networking and recommendation. Now let's go to code mailing. I hope this thing has finished. Ah. So let's go to code mailing and follow up. So sometimes after submitting your CV and you don't hear from them 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you should follow up. There is nothing wrong with following up. There is absolutely, some people are scared to follow up. They'll be like, I'm pushy or something. No, it's just that you want to know the outcome. Sometimes they might have forgotten, or they might have even skipped your application. So that's why sometimes it's good to follow up. Follow up on your job applications. You've applied, you've not heard anything, you've not heard back, and you decide not to reach out. That means you are not interested in the role in the first place. Or you already have something that you are doing and you feel like I'm okay with it. So sometimes you have to, follow up on your application. So cold mailing, some of us are familiar with cold mailing. Cold mailing is where you reach out to people to sell yourself or to sell your product. You just cold mail the person out of the blues because you see that they are in need of your service and you feel like you can cold mail them to sell your services to them. So that's cold mailing. Just reach out to them, you know, to especially freelancers are the one that code mail a lot, and they add the link to their portfolio, and they just do everything at once. They add, just like your website and creation. Some of you have not created your website. It is well. So your website, like now, let's say a company is looking for a social media manager and you have a website, is an added advantage. So when you want to code mail to them, just reach out to them that you saw this application online that they are in need of website and all that, and you tell them your values, and you tell them that they can also go over to your portfolio, your website, to check your works and all that. So it's just code mailing. Code mailing is, they are similar to cold calls when you start cold calling people. For some of you that you have worked in sales, you just get numbers from referrals and recommendations and you start calling them that, hello, somebody dropped your number that recommended you to us, and we are calling you to tell you about our products and all that. That's cold call, right? It's also similar. So cold mailing is the act of sending an email to someone you don't know in the hope of building a business relationship. So that is cold mailing. So cold emails are similar to cold calls. The phone calls from companies that attempt to establish a contact in order to sell a product or service later. Like like all these GNLD people that will reach out to you that you apply for a job and you should come for an interview that you did not apply for. I'm not telling you to go for those ones. So you can't go for those ones and go and waste your time. Those ones are it's just a kind of code text messages that they are doing to people, right? So they establish a relationship and develop a lead with much, which I can't even see what I wrote. Okay, with more or less intrusion. So cold emails are introductory emails that you send to someone you do not know to create a connection for business or networking opportunities. So cold mailing is not just for sales, it can be used for maybe when you want to send email to your dream company, or when you want to use your networks to be introduced to someone, when you want to expand your network, when you want to set up informational interview, when you want to email someone you don't know or have a connection to, when you want to say thank you after an interview. So that's code mail or follow up. You want to thank the person, maybe a company, a hiring manager just interviewed you, finished, and you want to just say thank you. So you can just code mail them and send them a thank you for the interview. Or when you want to follow up after an unanswered code email, some of you must have received message that you have an inheritance from some persons. Oh my God, I received this kind of mail. It's mostly in the spam. They will tell you that you have so amount of dollars and they would like to entrust the properties and the money with you. I don't know if you've received that mail, because a lot of people have received. They tell you that you have a brother, his name is this, he has this money, or somebody will say that they are dying of cancer and they need somebody that they can entrust with so amount of money. Now that's the kind of code code mailing, right? And sometimes if you don't respond on time, they will follow up, to tell you how far that they are they are here to hear from you. So when you let a recruiter know you apply for a job, you can also send a follow-up mail. It's good to follow up after your job interviews and all that. Follow up to let them know that you are anticipating their responses, you know. And I wrote, okay, this is an example. I wrote here that following up on a job application may feel like treading on a very thin ice. You don't want to seem too pushy or, as if you are desperate for the work. And if you don't, another candidate might fill your space. So why not? So there are different ways of following up on your job application that will boost your chances of getting hired. So you can just write, dear interviewer's name, maybe your hiring manager, I want to thank you again for the opportunity to interview for, so position at your company. I was very impressed with the team and the company's mission, and I'm confident that my skills and experience make me a strong fit for the role. I'm excited about the potential to join your team and contribute to the company's success. I'm available to provide any additional information or discuss any concerns you may have. I thank you again for your time, and I look forward to hearing from you. So you can follow up with this kind of mail. It's good to follow up, because sometimes it can just, we are human, so they can just keep your application or forget that they even interviewed you. So sometimes you just have to remind them, right? And like I said, hiring manager is working with different recruiters, so different candidates on their mind. You have to make sure that you are also following up so that you too you can be registered in their mind. So yeah, I already talked about difference between CV and resume. The length is a difference because resume is usually shorter than CV, and also a resume. Let me just increase this thing. So let's talk about the differences between CV and resume. So the most evident and noticeable difference between CV and resume is the length. So the moment you look at it, you can easily tell if it's CV or resume. And sometimes by the content, you can also know. Another one is a resume consists of accurate and straight to the point sentence and presents the important bit of information needed for a particular job. I told you the other time that the resume is always specific, and that is just resume for you. But a CV, okay, I'm going to point three now. A CV is always static in nature. It doesn't need to be changed or altered for every position. I mean, you don't need to rewrite it for specific position because it's encompassing. You can use it to apply for different job roles since it contains your entire professional journey in full details. But a resume is always specific and it's tailored to a job application. So hence it can be changed over time. Number four, CV follows a strict structure that is adhered by most employers, recruiters. Like I said, it's just like a traditional CV format. You start from your experience, educational background, all those how they used to follow all those lists. That's CV for you. But the resume, it allows a candidate to make changes depending on their choice. So number five, a resume is more specific, like I said earlier, and only lists important experience and skills that are relevant to the position one is applying to, while a CV is a complete list of your profession and educational life. In your CV, you can even put your, what's it called now, your projects, the link to your publications, everything. Number six, usually publications are not listed on your resume, but while okay, they are not always listed on resume because it doesn't need much. Just go straight to the point. That's resume for you. But your CV, because your CV entails like the course of life, so you can list your publications because they're also part of your professional achievement. Number seven, References are not supposed to be on resume. In fact, even for CV, you don't need to add your references. These days, your references are not needed, because to keep them on the safer side, if a recruiter or hiring manager need your references, they are going to act separately. So you are going to provide your reference separately. You have to send them a separate document for it when they request for it, because people now these days, they are using contact information of references, to scam people, and that is why references are not there. They are always available upon request. When they request for it, then you send it to them. And number 8, it is more advisable to use a CV when you're applying for academic or research positions. For those people that are looking into lecturing work, teaching and all that, it is good to use a CV for your academic or research positions, because it contains everything about your professions and all that. So even though we have academic CV, we have work CV, because they are different. Even under CV, we have academic CV is different from work CV, but then it is still CV that you use for academic or research positions. But resume, they are usually used for specific jobs, right? So I think I'll be able to differentiate the two to a point of understanding. So essentially, your CV is all about you, and your resume is all about the job that you want to apply for. So let's go to the next slide. Okay, now so let's go to interview preparation. I should be able to finish all this. So, okay, thank God. Okay, let me just quickly talk about this. The major highlight of CV or resume. You should have your career summary where you talk about your professional summary rather. For those people that are following a career path, that's when you use career summary. So a professional summary where you talk about your skills, like maybe highly skilled, this thing, project manager with 2 years experience and all that. That should be the first. Then followed by maybe your skills and what's it called again? Skills and your set of skills, maybe you are good in project management skills, you have um what's it called again? Good in Microsoft Word and the likes. So after your professional summary, then you highlight your skills, then you go to your work experience. And for CV, for traditional CV, sometimes you have to start with your education first. So you write your education first, your degrees, for traditional side, then after you go to your work experiences. But when you are writing your work experiences, you have to start with the latest. Some people start from the oldest. How can you start from the oldest? What do they want to do with obsolete experience? So you have to start with your recent experience to the oldest. So you go on like that. I've seen people start their work experience from the oldest. You start from when you started working, then to the latest one. The latest one will not be down. No, you start from the latest to the oldest. So that's how you start writing your work experience. Then after your work experience, you might create another part, maybe for your volunteering experience, or if you have done a particular project. And after then is now when you now list out your certifications, your trainings, your professional memberships of affiliations, you list them out also. And thereafter is, your references are available on request. Of course, you don't need to list that out, except but if you have publications, your publications should also come after your training certifications and all that. Your publications should come after that. Maybe you've done publications with this and that. Those people that have done publications, you understand that, right? So then your reference. So those are just the major highlights of the CV and resume. So let's go to interview preparation. I hope you are still following. Let me know if you are still following. So it won't be as if I'm talking to myself. Oh. Let me know that people are following. Are we following? Are you? Why people are not sleeping on this live session? In this live session, don't sleep, oh, because we are about to finish now. Just one slide to go. So let's talk about interview preparations. I'm not, I made this a video about this interview preparations on how to answer some basic questions. So maybe after this video, I'm just going to put the link under this particular video so that we can just go about it. But basically, these are the questions you should prepare for. You should prepare these questions. There's no way you can't you it's rare that they won't ask you this question, except there's a conversation that makes them forget to ask these questions, or they already have something else in mind. But mostly, at least most people that have gone for interviews, these are the questions they've asked them. From my own personal research, from questions, polls, and everything that I've done, these questions are questions that they do ask in interview preparation. So you have to prepare for interviews. Some people are always scared when it comes to interview. See, you have to just go to the interview stage with your confidence, because if this is the way me I used to see things. If I'm being before, I used to be scared to face a lot of a crowd. I'm always scared to face crowd before, but then that thing will just tell me these people that you are even are they not human beings like you? So why are you scared? Why are they going to hit you or something? So that thing will just boost my confidence that, well, we are all humans, and even if I make mistake, I move on. People that started also, they started with, it's not like they got it all together. So I just boost my confidence by myself, and I just go ahead with whatever I want to do. So if you are going to interview, your HR is just human like you. They are just privileged to find themselves in that position, or maybe they started their career path early, but they were once like you. So you don't need to be scared or anything. Just go with your confidence and just be yourself. When you are yourself, you'll be able to say the right things. But when you're not yourself, you just be shaking and forget the important things that you are meant to say. So when you're going for interviews, please just be at rest, and just be like, anything that happens, at least you know that you put in your best, right? So it's not like you are going for a program where they will determine whether they will kill you or not. No, you are going for something that has to do with your, career and all that. Just put in your best. I do. That's my own advice for people. I've never tried to sweet mouth everything or anything when I go for interviews. I'm always myself. That's it. And some people just like it because they want you to be yourself. Just be yourself. Like people will say, be yourself. People that will like you will like you. But when it comes to the job, just be yourself, say the truth and flow. And the thing is, when you are saying the truth and you are being honest, you won't have to be scared or what lie to say or anything. So just be yourself when it comes to interview preparation. Go with your confidence, dress well, dress in a way that is comfortable for you. If you know high heel is not comfortable for you, please don't go and wear high heel and you not be shaking, and if it's flat shoe that you can carry, do flat shoe. If it's high, you just dress in a way that is comfortable for you. Don't, if you know that you cannot, and it's mostly ladies, because men they will just go their suit, their tie, their beautiful. But ladies, if you know that you are not used to long hairs, just do the normal short hair. You can just go and be yourself, be free. Honestly, because sometimes your dressing also add to your confidence. Some of you, when you are confident in your dressing, you know that this dress is smart. The way you even carry yourself, the way they are when they ask you questions and all that, right? And another thing about interviews that I feel that HR they used to read people is the way you when they ask you to sit and you are folding your hands like this. It's sending a wrong signal when you fold your hand like this. So sometimes either you put your hand on the table or you just put your hand on your leg, because sometimes they read meaning to some of the things we do. They read meaning to little things. Sometimes not everybody, at least some white people may not count it as anything, but then at least if you are looking for a job in this Nigeria, you have to, when you get to Rome, you do like Romans. When you get to this, you do like them. You have to follow the norms and the things that they follow also, so that you can just get the job that you want. So let's move on. Let me just increase my screen. So why no job interviews will follow the exact same format? There are some questions that are very popular among employers when screening potential candidates by preparing confident answers to some of the more common interview questions. So the first thing is you should be able to if somebody say tell me about yourself, you should be able to tell people about yourself. You should be able to tell people about who you are. Who are you? So you should practice the question when that talks about who you are. And when you are talking about yourself, you can also follow the format. Yeah, body language. Thank you, Julian Samuel. Thank you, Timothy. Yes. A lot of people are still online. I'm just seeing your messages. Thank you so much. It's good to know that. So when you are asked to talk about yourself, just like as you are sending that email, when we talk about that email aspect, You introduce yourself first, you know. Sometimes you can even talk a bit about the company. No, you don't have to talk about the company because you're just talking about yourself. So you talk about yourself, your values, what you do, the solution you provide, and how happy you are to be at the interview, you know. So just let it follow that format. Who you are, your name, introduce yourself, what you do, the values or the problems you solve, and you know what you are planning to offer to the company. So you can just impute that into, like I said, I'm going to pin, I made a video about, you know, answering interview questions, some interview questions, and some they also ask you, they can ask you what attracted you to the company. Of course, you cannot just tell me that I like you. I will tell you why did you like me? Or some of you, let me just use myself as an example. Before I agree to marry my husband, there must be something that made him say that I love you, and I want to know. I cannot just say, he loves me and I'll just marry. No, I'm also interested in knowing what actually attracted me to you. So that if it is body, I will know that this thing cannot last. Oh. If it's if body that you are following, or if it's my core values, if it's this and that, you know, some companies just the way I said, if it's body that you're after, forget it cannot work. That's the way it works for company too. If you're after like because people pay good salary, if it's good salary, forget that one. It's a no no. So it's just the same way. So what attracted you to the company? It has to be more about the values, their mission statements. That's why you have to study about the company. Check out their vision and mission statements, or what's their, because every company have this mission statement that they are doing, and it must align with what you are also pursuing. So it must be among the things that attract you to the company. Maybe the fact that their company is, you know, is not just about, you know, it's not just about the okay, it's their company is inclusive and they are not just partial or something. But let's just say the basic core values, mission and vision statement. Just go and study these three parts. It's very, very important. The mission statement, the vision statement, the core values. You should be able to say something that attracts you from these three things. It's very, very important, right? And yeah, what attracted you? I think Julian Samuel already said how the company values are connected to your personal value. Exactly. Exactly. Like I said, when I sent the message to that CEO, so it was the fact that they were into speaking, teaching, and all that, and it's connected to mine. And I also feel like they have a need in, you know, their social media management, and I could come in into that line, and while also learning, you know, in the training and also that other areas, right? So you have to check out they are connected. And once you have studied it, it's very easier for you to even say it, that these are the things that attracted you to the company. And they ask you about your strengths, you tell them your strength. And yes, if they ask you about your weakness, don't just say, I have weakness in communication. I have weakness in making friends with people. And you're just telling them that weakness. It's good to tell them the weakness, but also tell them how you are working on that weakness. Or you can say, while I used to be, you know, I have this weakness in facing, you know, a lot of people or crowd. I'm actively working in that area as a volunteer with an organization, and I've been opportune, you know, to stand in front of small groups, you know, teaching them and training them about skills and all that. So in these areas, I'm already improving on my weakness. And don't just tell them you have a weakness. How can you just say you have a weakness and you are not backing it up with how you are working on that weakness? So if they ask you, tell me about your weaknesses, don't just list your weaknesses. Tell them that how you are also working on your weaknesses. Maybe your own weakness is time management. You tell them that you're already working on that, that even recently you were amazed by the way you were able to deliver a client's business on time. And you know, it's like a more progress that you're already working on, and you are still open to learning more about it. Everybody has a weakness, so don't tell them you don't have any weakness. That's a big lie. They ask what are your weakness, you not tell them you don't have any weakness. You lie. Everybody has a weakness, right? So you may decide to talk about the weakness that does not affect the work anyway, but don't say you don't have a weakness. Who tell you that you don't have a weakness? So another thing is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? So when talking about 5 years, you also have to consider the company. Maybe you are looking for a career, you are looking forward to, you know, maybe you started as an intern. So in 5 years' time, you are looking forward to being a professional in this particular area. You know, where do you see yourself in you must be able to tell where you see yourself in 5 years. If anybody asks you where do you see yourself in five, you must be able to say something. So if you don't know what to say right now, you should start thinking about where do you see yourself, because a popular question anybody can ask you at any time. Where do you see yourself in 2 years? Where do you see, even though marriages, they ask couples, where do you see yourself in 5 years? They should be able to answer it, because what's the point? You people don't even have goals. So that means, because if you say you don't know where you see yourself, that means you don't have goals. You don't even know what you are doing. So you should be able to have goals, or what you see yourself doing, you know, like maybe you see yourself as a licensed practitioner in this area, different. Just have a goal, but it has to do with career wise. Don't tell them that in the next 5 years I see myself giving birth to like 10 children. It's none of their business. Even if you like give birth to 26 children, it's none of their business. It has to do with the career line, because you went for interview for a job, not to tell them about your family, right? And another thing is, tell me about, okay, let me just zoom this because I can't see anything again. Okay, tell me about a time you encountered a business challenge. I answered this question also on that video. Those that have subscribed to my YouTube channel for a long time, they would have learnt a lot, because I took my time to answer that question, right? And I also have some friends that are in the recruiting and hiring line. So sometimes I tend to, just try to know their mind, how they do their interviews and all that. So you should be able to tell them the business challenge, and don't just say the challenge alone. You have to talk about the challenge and how you are able to solve that challenge, right? Talk about the challenge and how you are able to solve that challenge. Maybe at the time there was this challenge, and maybe your team, you are not able to get a particular software and all that. So how you are able to solve the challenge. Don't just talk about the business challenge, because that's talked about your problem solving skills, your critical thinking skills. If you are able to, answer that question in that area, you are telling them that you have a problem solving skills, you know how to, team management, team leadership, you know, you are telling them, you're already sharing, some skills that you possess, right? That's why they tend to twist questions, ask you questions, because all those skills that you said you have, they want to see how you're going to make use of them in your answers. Another thing is, what are the most important things you are looking for in, okay, let me zoom it. What are the most important things that you are looking for in your next role? So you have to talk about this also, important things that you are looking for in your next role, maybe to build yourself, but you have to also say how it's going to benefit the organization. Don't just say that you are looking forward to improve yourself. So you are looking forward to impact the organization in these areas, and while you are also building yourself, growing your knowledge, in that particular field, right? So anything that you're mentioning, make sure that you are talking about the organizations, so that they will know that you are not just for yourself, but you are also after the organization's success, right? And why are you leaving your current job? See, this question, don't go and say maybe you and your boss had a fight or something. Don't go and tell them that that my former boss, that man is just too stubborn, very selfish somebody. And you now went there, you can't tell them that what happened, they did not pay your salary for 5 years. They did not ask you to go and say that, because if you say that, you definitely say that about the company if they do the same thing to you. Or maybe they have a problem for a month, and you are telling them all those things. That's just forget, it's no go area. So why are you leaving your current job? You can just tell them that you felt that it's time for you to upgrade yourself, or upgrade your career, and you are seeking for a company that offers maybe a professional growth and all that, and you see that their company offers that, and that is why you are leaving. Or you can also talk about location. You can talk about different things, but never talk bad about your previous company or your previous boss or whatever. You don't need to say all that. You don't need to say that. You don't need to. They did not ask you that, because the funniest part is that your former boss can even have contact of this new company. So imagine if you have badmouthed that company. That means two company now, they have one bad high for you. So you have to be very careful, because these people also, they have contact of one another. So you must be very careful of what you say, right? So about why you are leaving your current job. Or maybe for some of you, you are looking forward to another role. Maybe you are trying to switch roles, or transition into another field. That can be something you can also talk about, right? And another thing is, what are your salary expectations? This, there is something. Let me check out this. I made this post recently. For those that have been following my LinkedIn, my newsletter, I've talked about salary negotiations, right? So when you're talking about salary expectations, what are your salary expectations? There's nothing wrong in you telling them your price range. There is nothing, absolutely nothing wrong in telling them your price range, because some people feel like if they tell them your price range, they will run away or something. Sometimes when you tell them your price range, there's nothing wrong. If they have the mind to give you the job, they will tell you what they can offer. So it is not just about you being scared or mentioning lower price and all that. So you can just tell them that these are the price range that you are expecting. You can put it in ranges. You don't have to be specific. That's what me I do sometimes. Though I don't give them a specific. I just tell them that my salary expectation ranges from maybe 200 to 500,000, or you start from 300 to 500,000. But you must have. That's why research is very good. Go and do research about the amount that they pay them in that company. Or if you don't know the amount that they pay them in that company, generally in Nigeria, there are companies that post salary expectations, what some companies pay for a particular role. Go and check out those, go and Google it, the price that they, the salary that they pay people in those roles in other companies, and that will help you to be able to tell them your salary expectation in this role. And never go lesser than your previous salary. Never, don't ever go lesser than your previous salary. Never. If you are in your previous salary, you are collecting 200,000. Don't come here and tell them that the range is 200,000 and this is start from maybe 300,000 and above. If they now want to negotiate and come down, let them come down, but never go lesser than what you were collecting before, right? So I'm trying to get my. I also made a video about it. I made a video about the salary negotiation, but I think I mentioned a particular point. I don't want to miss out. So that's why I'm actually looking for it. While I'm looking for it, they will ask, do you have any question to ask? Don't say no that you don't have question. You should always have a question to ask. I mean, you should all have a question to ask. You can ask them that when are you likely to resume? You can even ask them that question, that when are you likely to resume this, or you can ask them about, maybe what's their benefits like. Ask them questions. Don't just say I have no question. No, it's good to ask them questions sometimes, because like I said, sometimes it's not even about the question they're asking you. They want to see how you communicate. So you should be able to ask. So if they send you to a company in USA now to go and represent them, so your own is just to go and listen and come back, and you don't even bother to make. I mean, they gave you all those, they spend such amount to send it to USA to do a project and all that, and you do not even come up. You don't ask any questions before coming back to Nigeria. You do not try to involve yourself or anything. That's a waste of money. Oh. So they want to know. Like, it's just to test your knowledge, to test your communication skills and all that, right? References are not important, Latifa. They are not really, really important. You have to protect your referees. That's why some people have been scammed. You call them that my name is this, I am stranded, and they will just, that is information now. It's really, you just have to be very careful. They can ask you separately. References are not important though. They are not really, I don't put references except maybe the person is on academic line, and for lecturers they might need they might need references. Then soft skills for job applications. I'm briefly going to go into this, then I will end with how to negotiate. So these soft skills are actually very important. Soft skills, they are non-technical skills that describe how you work and interact with others. Unlike hard skills, it was before that hard skills are very important, but in this generation, soft skills are much more important. I mean, respect these days, Gen Zs don't want to even have that respect. Only few. I mean, I saw a video online today that in the 1990s, when teachers want to beat their students, they will just do ogeshi, ogeshi. In 1995, they will be crying, running away. But in 2024, it is student that will even take the cane and beat the teacher. I saw the video and I was just laughing. And that's why I said a lot of people need organizational skills. I saw on Twitter one day that there was this company that called for interviews, and there was one Jersey that they called her. Why is it that the person is not available? And it was like, that she doesn't have the time and all that. So many kind of disrespect, and that is why some people don't last in companies, they don't last in organizations, because they don't have the basic soft skills. They feel like that's old age. That is old this thing. But soft skills are very important. Apart from working for organization, it also builds our character. It builds us as a person. That is why soft skills are important. We have public speaking, it builds your communication skills. We have negotiation. We have If you're able to negotiate, it will also help you, not just for the company, even for yourself. When you start your own business, when you start your own company, it helps you. Respectfulness, some people don't even respect, because in company now they say you can call yourself names, which is okay, there's nothing bad in that, but that doesn't mean that you should not see everybody as your no. Respectfulness, is good to respect people, right? Just because you are working with somebody in a company for now doesn't mean that that is how you guys are going to be forever. You don't know where you meet the person in the future. So respectfulness, decision making, questioning, different, soft skills that you need for job application. So soft skills in the workplaces, they are also the driving force behind any company success. That is why companies these days, you see how they are thriving online. They will use best people, people that can represent them, people that can teach, train in their company. And you can't teach people common sense or change their character. That is why soft skills matters a lot. Because you can't teach people soft skills, they have to develop it. Hard skills can still be taught, but soft skills you can't teach people. And that's why some recruiters or hiring, they look at your soft skills, they ask questions, they want to see how you will communicate, because you can't teach people common sense. Soft skills can't be acquired, or they cannot be acquired, but they are notoriously hard to acquire through traditional education, although they are transferable. That means, okay, I'm already right saying everything together. Transferable skills, they are not job specific. They are just like normal soft skills that you can use in every jobs. And these are just the top ones. You have to be diligent, you have to be critical thinking, the questions that recruiters are going to answer you, they are going to test most of your soft skills: respectfulness, creativity, confidence, friendliness, empathetic. You want to go into healthcare and you are not empathetic, they will test you in your interviews. They want to know team building, delegation, rapport building. If you are in sales, you don't know how to build rapport. So where I wrote to point, I said a highly skilled candidate who is also emotionally intelligent, communicative, and instantly likable, and an equally skilled candidate who is totally antisocial. One is highly skilled, is emotionally intelligent, communicative, and people like him. And there is another one that is skilled but is antisocial. It's better for the person to be working from home, because they would rather go for the first one than go for the second one. The person that is not social, except you are working from home, you are into tech, because tech people now, they believe they are always working at home. They are not really, don't go out like that and all that. But if you want to work in an organization successfully, you must be able to interact with people, because you don't even know where your own next client will come. So let's talk about how to. We have 1 minute to go. I'm sorry, but let's quickly brush through how to negotiate. Oh, I will drop the link under this. I'll drop the link under this video, because already 10 p.m. But I've already said it's just do your research also. Try to know the range and present them your salary expectations ranges between. There was a company that reached out to me recently. I think I didn't share I shared the post on my WhatsApp. Like, there was this particular company, they reached out to me for this career coach role, and I told them my expectation, and they were like, this is what we can offer. They were willing to offer like 200,000 and all that. And I said that I can't go with that. Respectfully, I told them, and I told them what they will gain by, even if if they pay me the price that I told them, that these are the things that they should consider, seeing that I'm highly skilled in this field, I have this thing, and the things I'm also going to um bring to the table, that they should consider the increase. And they were like, that is the amount, and that was why we did not proceed with it. So There's nothing wrong in telling them your range. The range, just tell them the range if you don't want to be specific. But don't just go lesser. Don't go and short sell yourself. But there are some nice recruiters or hiring managers that even when you go lesser, they will still pay you the amount. Maybe it's the higher amount that they even plan to pay you. So that's just it. They will tell you that, well, we are paying you more than that. They will even tell you that we are giving you cars. That will be somebody testimony. So they will give you car, nice house, and a lot of benefits, right? So that's where we are going to stop for tonight. Thank you, Timothy. You are flowing with me, I'm flowing with you, but we have to go. Okay, Deborah's solution was like, do you have the skill? Yeah, I applied on LinkedIn. So you can also apply on LinkedIn. There are so many jobs that you can apply for on LinkedIn. Deborah's solution was like, what about those who are website designer and looking to learn? They are meant to use your, you have to use your portfolio. You should have a portfolio that lists out your work, the designs that you have done. So that is what you will share. But if you are going to be sending CV your resume, you use your resume, but you add links to your portfolio also. And you also talk about the website designs that you have done. So that's it. You are using a resume, not CV, for website designers. But you just need code mailing and just add your portfolio link alongside mostly. Timothy Samson, I also have a Telegram group where I share job updates. I share job updates, I share relocation tips on that Telegram. I'm going to put the link on our WhatsApp group. So anybody that wants to join can join. I have over 300 people on that platform where I share job updates, job opportunities, even the ones that I know that I can apply, I do share it there. You know, every community must have their own purpose. So that's why but it's Telegram. I'm going to share the link on the group. So if you have any question, please let me know before we call it a night. And this is our last class. But then I'm still owing us one more topic that's on Facebook and Instagram hats, and I'm going to make video on that separately. So I'm going to do that one during the week. And yes, after now I'm going to open the group so that you can add your name also to the list. And I'll be telling us the task, the last task that I want you guys to do. But first, let's start from, what you guys, the question that you guys have. If you have any questions, please let me know so that I can answer some questions and we can just go to bed. And if you are watching, you're yet to subscribe to my channel, please do so. Do that tonight. Do that now. You can do that now. You are welcome. So some people are just watching silently. Peace. Thank you. Thank you also for joining. Thank you, Adesoye, Julian, I want to confirm. I think I saw you on TikTok, right? Did you join via TikTok or you joined via, I don't know, but I think you joined via TikTok. Julian Samuel, I'm talking about you. Did you join via TikTok or you joined via WhatsApp? I want to be very sure because I think I saw you on TikTok. Yeah, yes. Can you see? So TikTok is also working. Even I don't have much followers. I'm sure posting. Thank you, Lizanda. Thank you. People that are active. Where is Israel? Is Israel sleeping? I can't see Israel again. Okay, Julian joined via WhatsApp. Okay. Okay. Deborah Bosa, thank you. I appreciate you too. Okay, it's been amazing trainings and I hope you guys learn. So I don't know, maybe before the end of this year, we are still going to have another training, but I want the community to be, active or kind of proactive for now. And we do some other things that will keep us active so that we are working on the things that we have learned. I don't want anybody to be broke this year. We are working, we are, making use of our creativity and nobody is going broke. Let that one stop. Urgent okay must stop. So this year is our year. Timothy Samson, I couldn't finish the web design. Okay, just try and finish up. Or maybe it's your network, or maybe you are using phone. You can download the app. Thank you, Julian. She said I'll share your videos. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. Thank you. If you also want me to train any groups or you have any corporate trainings, group trainings, speaking engagements, feel free to invite me to reach out and it may not be free. Oh. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being a part of this training. So I'm going to open the group now and we'll continue our discussion from there. Thank you for being a part of tonight's training. And I'm glad you guys learned a lot. And I can't wait to share your testimonies, to celebrate with you. Maybe it's network, Timothy. Maybe it's network. Sure, anywhere, Julian, I'm available. I've actually trained people from different parts of the world. I've trained a school in India. I've forgotten that name, the name of that school, but they were most of them are Indians. So anywhere, we are good to go. Ebooks, except in the areas of specializations. A job seeker depends on the kind of job that you're applying for. If you're applying for a job that has to do with ghostwriting, fine. But if it's not ghostwriting, you don't need to add your ebook, because what if they steal your ebook and go and sell it? You don't just add share some personal things for them like that. So people are just looking for people to use. So please, you have to be very careful of sharing your personal information, because some of them can go and use this for their own gain and making money from it. So please, you have to be also smart about it. You have to be smart about it. Don't let anybody use you. You also have to be smart. If they need your ebook, they want to know about the ebooks, you can just share them like 1 or 2 pages of your ebook, and that's all. But don't give people access to your ebook. Oh. They go and sell it. Your personal this thing, your personal property. So you have to be very smart about it. Yes. All right, guys. Thank you for being a part of tonight's training. I have to go now. We'll continue our gossip on WhatsApp. Bye.